Welcome to Slinging the Slang, the video podcast where we take a look at American slang, idioms, and jargon, their origins, their meanings, everything from the controversial and funny to the ridiculous. I'm Slangman David Burke, author of 30 books on idioms and slang.
And I'm Monica Maudo, Director of Education for an English language school in Southern California. And of course, I love slang.
As do I. And that's why we are here with you. Doesn't that make us the perfect hosts? Because we both love slang. If you've never been with us before, this is our format. I know what the topic is today. Monica does not. So we never know what she's going to say, which is always fun and terrifying. So we'd like to hear from you, your comments, your suggestions, anything you want to tell us. You can email us at david@slangman.com. And welcome to all of you ESL students, English lovers. We welcome you. Thanks for sharing your next 3 hours with us. No kidding. Just about 15, 20 minutes. Just kidding. Okay, so on the
Too
news.
much Monica and David. Yeah.
Yes, you need to detox after that for sure. I always like to check out the news, how it pertains to language before we start one of these. And okay, this was kind of a surprise to me. Okay, Monica, what
David.
is a Karen?
A coin.
No, a Karen. Karen. A Karen.
Oh, a Karen. Oh,
A
that's
Karen.
been popular for a little while. A Karen is
A Karen.
someone who's very opinionated and kind of in everyone's business and just feels like they need to get involved. For example, I saw on the news a while back of an 8-year-old little girl walking her dog, and the neighbor called the police because she felt that an 8-year-old was too young to be by herself walking the dog in the neighborhood. And the poor parents, the police came to their door, and it was just their I remember when I was
That's a Karen.
12, I was on an airplane by myself. Anyway, that's a
Well,
Karen.
I can understand that your parents were like, "All right, already, get her out of here and stick her on an airplane." No, but how old typically is a Karen? Young, middle age?
I always picture Karens to be about 35. I don't
Okay.
know why.
Okay, now there's something new that's been added to the mix. I know what a Karen is. I've heard of a Karen. Have you heard of this? A Stacy or a Becky?
I have
This is-
cousins. I have cousins named Stacy and Becky.
I know
different
somebody
cousins.
named Karen. I've got a good friend named Karen. Poor thing.
Okay, it's a young Karen.
Yes, exactly. So Stacy and a Becky is a young Karen. So what is and so somebody who's really annoying and younger. Okay, so what is a Heather?
A what?
A Heather.
Heather.
A Heather.
Oh, a Heather is someone who.
Think Stacy and Becky,
Okay,
but the opposite.
Stacy and Becky.
So they're younger Karens.
She doesn't interfere with anybody's business. She keeps to herself. She's nice, and
We
she's
like
someone
her.
that you want to have
Yes.
coffee with.
That's a Heather. And that's the female version. The male version, do you know what that is? I've
Let's
seen
see.
this more and more.
Okay,
and more.
wait. Okay, let me guess.
It's
The
gonna be
male
hard to guess.
version of a Karen would be a Michael.
Actually, no, okay. The male version of a Karen is a Ken or a Keith. But a lot of Gen Zers say it should be a Darren, but it's not yet. Well, maybe it will be now that we're mentioning it. No, so a Heather is a really pretty woman and who's attractive, you want to hang out with. A guy who's very handsome, you want to hang out with him, is a Zadie, or Zaddy. It's like daddy with a Z. Zaddy, Zaddy. I haven't heard
Why?
it. I don't know. I haven't heard it used, but I keep seeing it all the time. And because I'm on social media all the time, as Slangman David Burke, I keep getting Gen Zers and millennials and zillennials who give me their new slang. And that I see Zaddy all the time now.
Like Zaddy?
Like Zaddy, Daddy. Yeah. I don't know if it's
Maybe
Zaddy.
it's like
I've never heard it pronounced.
a Zen daddy. Zaddy.
Maybe. Okay. If there are any Gen Zers out there, We'd like to ask our audience member to ask your
Email
friends.
us, tell us,
Yes.
inform us.
Yes, David at slangman.com. Let us know. And speaking of course, Gen Z, millennial, zillennial, which is right in between, we are going to talk about your slang today. All of you younger people, I never thought I would actually say the younger people out there, but we want to hear from you. And it's
I don't
new
say
slang.
that, David, you know.
Well, because you're one of them. Of course you would.
You're slightly older than I am there, David.
Like I told you before, I always celebrate my annual 20th birthday, which I guess 20 years old is pretty old for a Gen Z person anyway. So okay, we have an email here from Edward from Spain.
Ooh.
Hola,
Hi, Edward.
Eduardo.
Why do I always do that with Spain? Ooh.
Because it's gorgeous. Because Spain's gorgeous. That's why.
It is.
And there's something about Spain. It's. I mean, I think of pretty.
It's passionate.
Passionate. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, he says Eduardo from Spain. I constantly hear bougie. What does bougie mean in today's slang?
You know, it's been around for a while.
It has been around for a while. Yeah.
And I'm not super clear on it, but here's my impression of it. It means you're kind of upper middle class. Yeah. You go to L'Occitane. You go to
yes.
Williams Sonoma to get your pans.
Expensive
and pizza sauce.
Yes, it's upper crust, as we say in slang, meaning fancy and
top shelf.
Top shelf, top notch. So we have lots of slang for that. Yes, bourgeois. It comes from bourgeois, bougie, bourgeois, from the French, bourgeois. Exactly. So it's one of those words that's been around for a while in slang, and it's still here. I still hear it from teens, still do. So good question, Eduardo from Spain. And we have John from Chicago. I want to say Chicago.
Say that 3 times really fast.
Chicago. And I love the Chicago. I love the Chicago accent. It's just
I love Chicago.
The Windy City. I remember when I was in Chicago years ago, because in LA when it's freezing at 60 degrees, well, Chicago really was freezing, and I was walking.
It really is.
I licked my lips, and it was really, really, really windy, like negative something, like negative 20. My lips shut. They froze shut. Yes.
But you know the word windy, they call it the Windy City.
Yes.
It is windy. It is. It is windy. I was
here
there.
We go.
Yeah, and it was windy. But the reason the real reason behind the Windy City is that at one time, all the politics, everybody was full of wind.
Hot air. If you're full of hot air,
a bunch of hot air. Yeah.
In slang, that means you're full of nonsense or baloney, which is slang. Exactly. Hot air. So that's the Windy City. It just happens to also be a very windy weather-wise city.
Yes, technically it is windy. It's cold.
John, I'm sorry. We never even got your question. So we're still on Chicago. My friend told me that I have drip. What does that mean? I've got drip. I've got drip.
You got drip.
You got drip.
You need a tissue?
You got bad allergies.
Get this man a tissue. Yes, he's got drip.
Benadryl, quick. No, it means to have nice clothing. You're dripping in nice clothing. You got drip.
Oh,
so Monica,
I got that.
You got drip. If someone tells you you are a drip, I think that's like from the 50s.
No, totally different
drip
meaning.
Means you're like you're not cool. You're very uncool if you're a drip.
Yeah,
but that's old slang too, though. But to be dripping. Yeah, it's interesting too how some old slang does come back with a new meaning and
meaning. I love updated. That.
That's good, John from Chicago. Yes, I hope you got drip.
I can't get rid of that visual though. I'm picturing someone's nose dripping.
I knew you were going to say that. You're on the nasal drip. Yeah, there should be tablets for if you got drip, like tablets that make you have more drip. I don't know where I'm going with this. Now it's getting too visual. Larry from Scotland. We haven't had any emails from Scotland. Larry from Scotland. Well,
I've never love Scotland. Beautiful country.
I've never been to Scotland. I hear it's really green like Ireland.
I haven't. It's beautiful. And it's
Wow.
cold. I was there in February.
Oh, well,
It's
hello, winter. I mean, it's cold kind of all,
freezing.
it's cold everywhere except for LA in
I said, don't like.
February. Larry asks an interesting question. Wow. And from Scotland, I find this interesting because it comes from the South. What does finna and funna mean? I hear it all the time on American TV. Finna and funna.
Are you saying like FEMA?
No,
Like the federal
no, the Federal
emergency?
Management Association. No, I'm saying finna, as in F like Frank, INNA. It means I'm fixing to, like I'm fixing to leave. I finna leave.
Oh, you're preparing to do
You're
something.
preparing to do something. And funna means like I'm going to have fun at getting ready to do something. I funna leave and I finna leave. Yeah, teens are saying this more and more now. I hear this all the time and I see it on social media all the time. Right? Finna, I'm fixing to, which is a Southern expression, meaning I'm preparing to. I'm fixing to leave. I finna leave. Yeah, I heard that for the first time about 5
I
years
used
ago.
to live in the South, and that they said that a lot. I'm fixing to I'm fixing to go shopping. I'm fixing to go to work.
And now I funna or I finna. That's what the younger people are saying nowadays. So, Larry, good question.
Good to know.
Oh, and speaking of the South, we have Miles from Texas. Okay. So, Miles, you can let us know.
Hello, Texas.
You can let us know if you're still saying finna and fun. I'm kind of guessing you are. Do the younger generations still greet each other with, hey, bro? Hey, bro. Is that okay? Is that back or banished? We're back to that again.
I still hear it. I still hear bro. I still hear bro. I'm going to say it's still with us. It's kind of locked itself in the language.
But you know what? I don't disagree. But younger people, I can't believe I'm still saying, yeah, the younger generations, they're saying two other things. They're saying, bruh. I see that. I get Gen Zers texting me all the time. Hey, bruh, B-R-U-H, bruh, not just bro. And now it's also, instead of saying, hey, bro, you say, hey, fam, F-A-M, like family. Hey, fam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's fam.
Well, that's nice. I like that.
I like that too. I like fam. That's kind of nice. Or
hang on, I'm going to cough. Hang on.
And that's very good slang, what Monica just said. Hang on, because you're hanging means wait. See? So she coughed on purpose just so she could use that slang expression, hang on.
And I said gonna. I said gonna.
And gonna, which is a reduction.
Yep.
Again, on slingingtheslang.com, we're going to put lots of our slang that we use all the time without even realizing it, just so for you English learners out there, you can follow us because we use a lot of slang without even knowing it. Just comes out of our mouth.
Just rolls right out.
Rolls off the tongue. So thank you, Miles from Texas. Nancy from Los Alamitos.
Oh.
Los Alamitos. Wait, Los Alamitos. That's near Long Beach. Los Alamitos. Isn't there one in Texas too? Los Alamitos? Wait. We do have a Los Alamitos. I'm going to assume that's the one which is just south of us. Nancy asks the question, what is the new definition of the word fit? F-I-T. I always thought it meant to be in good shape, but younger people are using it differently. Right?
Okay, so it's got a new meaning.
Yes, it does. It's kind of like drip.
Well, I'm thinking the word fit not only means to be in shape, but also to have a fit, like a hissy fit, to have like a little breakdown.
Okay.
And now it's got another meaning.
It does. It's a shortened version of something else. Monica, I really like your fit today. Your outfit.
My outfit?
My outfit. Super popular. Nice fit. You got drip. You're dripping.
I'm loving this.
This is what
I
the
like
kids
that.
are.
I don't know about drip, but I love.
I hear that.
Fit.
I hear drip a lot now. Oh, or the way I've heard it used is, oh, the drip, meaning, oh, what an outfit. Oh, the drip. So, oh, the drip, nice fit. So, yeah, good question, Nancy. You
I
got to
like
keep
that. I
up.
love your fit.
You got to
Oh,
stay
okay.
with us every week to keep up. And we are always going to be updating you on the newest slang teens are using
Yes.
for you English learners. And also,
Hot
I'm
off
going
the
to say,
press.
I'm going to say for you parents out there, you need to know what your teens are saying and
Yep.
texting. I will always be one step ahead of them until they
Could be
change it.
talking about you.
Oh, they'll change it once we reveal it. Tony from Denver, what does it mean when someone says, "Oh, they live rent free"? Do you know what that means, Monica? I love this expression. To live rent free.
To live one's
No,
free.
no, rent. To live rent free. Like you're not paying any rent,
Oh, to
RENT.
live rent free.
What does that mean in
Well, it means you're
slang?
not paying
Well,
rent.
what in slang though? In slang, they're living
Oh,
rent
oh,
free.
you're living the life. You're having a blast.
No, Monica, this is a
The
great
world is
one.
your oyster.
Oh boy, lots of slang. Good. That's another good idiom. Okay, if I were, I'll say the entire expression because that's actually an abbreviated version of the expression. They are living rent free in your head, Monica.
They're living rent free in your head, Monica.
Yeah,
Um, it's not
great expression.
true. You're being delusional.
No, I'll tell you what it means because it's such a great one. I love this one. Let's say somebody upset you and you are upset all day about it. You just can't stop talking about it. You're really upset. That person has moved on. They're not even thinking about you. And I'll tell you,
You're
Monica,
obsessing.
yes, you're obsessing. Monica, they're living rent free in your head. They've moved on,
love
but
it.
they're living inside your head right now, rent free. Isn't that great?
You know what? It's so cool. And I love that so much.
We
For
all
some
do it.
reason that I'm going to be using that. You are living rent. They are living rent free in your head.
Or you could say,
living rent free in your head.
or you could say to them, I'm not, or say to yourself, I am not going to allow them to live rent free in my head.
I am not going to allow them to live rent free in my head.
Is that a great thing?
I love it.
Isn't
I
that
love
great?
it. It's so visual.
Because you and I do that. I mean, who doesn't, right? Somebody upsets you and you think about it all day long. You can't shake it, which is slang for you can't get rid of it, can't shake it. They live rent free in your head. It's a great expression. So
love
yeah,
it.
thank you for that.
Expression.
Tony from Denver.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. See,
yeah,
that's a really good one.
That's a good one.
Oh, so Betty from Germany. Okay. Oh, okay. She's asking me a question. I'm going to just push right over to you, Monica. Here's the question.
Okay.
Is this good or bad? The movie was mid, MID. The movie was mid.
Oh. Well, I want to say that it's, we're referring to mediocrity. So not good. It wasn't good. It wasn't bad. It was just meh.
Meh. Right. Meh. And,
meh.
Yeah, by the way, I did a video on social media about meh. And it was really interesting. I love meh. But so many of the Gen Zers were saying, we don't say that. We say mid. So
mid, meh. I don't know. I like meh. I like because you have to say it like that. You have to go meh. And you have to kind of tilt your head a little bit.
You got it. You
and
can't
kind
say,
of bring your shoulder up. Meh.
Would you ever say that is meh? No. Meh. It involves the face, the shoulders, the voice, attitude. Yeah, I like meh. But mid's good. We're not knocking mid. Oh, more slang. To knock something means to criticize. See, lots of slang.
Oh my gosh.
That's a good one.
Just pours out.
It just pours out. Again, slingingtheslang.com. Maybe that's where you found us. We will have lists for you of all sorts of slang we used. Eric from San Francisco. Oh, this is great. What? And I just heard this last week. Okay, Eric, I'm gonna rephrase what you just asked a little bit to make it even longer for Monica. There was a woman who was at a Mariah Carey concert, and she said this. I don't know if I mentioned this to you before or not. She said about Mariah Carey, Mama was eating down. Her waist was snatched. What does all that mean? Mama was eating down. Her waist was snatched.
And I have to cough again.
Quick, Heimlich or CPR.
Okay, let's start again.
Okay.
Mama is eating.
Mama is eating down. Her waist was snatched. Two different phrases, but popular. It's all clean.
My imagination is kind of going into that
All
dark
clean.
place.
No,
and
no,
I think
that's why I said it's all very clean and it's very good and very positive. Mama was eating down. It comes
she's
from
really enjoying something that she's eating.
Once again, we're back to food. No, actually, you ate means you ate it all up. You left no crumbs. You did a great job. So if someone does a great job at something, and I hear this more and more, wow, Monica, you ate everything. You were eating down. You ate it all up. You left no crumbs on the table. You did a great job. So Mama was eating down means she did a great job. And her waist with her dress, her clothing was snatched, was tight fit and perfect. Snatched. That's really common now. Really,
that's a lot of words to. That's
wow. Exhausted.
Can't you just say you did a good job?
Right? Yeah, but it doesn't have the same oomph, right? It doesn't have the same energy behind it. Mama was eating down, especially the way she said it.
That's a lot of passion right there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's what slang is all about: passion and color, right? I mean, if we didn't use slang, everything would just be kind of flat.
Well, slang does make language more colorful, doesn't it?
Yes, it does, and that is why we always are finna to use slang. And on that note, we hope that the rest of your week, I'm trying to work in all the slang we just used into my conclusion here. We hope that nobody lives rent-free in your head this week.
Never.
Except for Monica and me. We hope we kind of do live rent-free, because then you'll remember to come back for more next week. And we also are so happy that you spent your time with us. Thank you so much. We know your time is valuable. Absolutely. And we love having you here. If you want to learn more slang, more idioms, we invite you to take a look at www.slangman.com. Check out my books, the videos, the audio programs, and you'll be speaking like Monica and me in no time flat.
And we look forward to hanging out with you again as we take another deep dive into the ever-growing, ever-changing world of slang.
And Monica and I do look forward to slinging the slang with you next week. Till then, thanks for joining us.
Toodles.
Toodles. Ta.
Ta-ta for now.
TTFN.